Hello everyone, it is Sunday, so weird day today. I am coming at you with a little Flosstube extra, and if you've read the title, the reason being that I'm gonna reset up my game of Myelstönn Manor again. So I'll get into the why in a moment. So I hope this will work well because I'm just gonna do the face down view today. It's still 30 degrees here, so I don't want to put my sweaty frazzle face on camera today, so apologies for that. I'm also talking a little more quietly than usual because I do have my window open, and you might think, okay, why is that a problem? That is because I am quite self-conscious about my neighbors being aware of what I'm doing for, I know, it's a nonsensical reason. If they even can hear me, most of them probably don't understand much, if any, English. Most people around me are elderly people, but with the windows open you can usually hear a lot of what people say inside as well as outside. So that's just me. But on topic, I have been, if you've been a follower of mine, been playing Jessie Marida Stuff's Myelstönn Manor game for a while. I started playing it exactly by the rules, and then I started omitting losing the experience points when your hit points get all drained. We'll get into that in a moment. In case you do not know the game, I will explain all of this. So I changed that, and then in the end I did change a few other things, like opening up all the rooms so I could decide what I want to work on, so it doesn't get too monotone, both for me as well as for all of you viewing my channel, so you don't have to see the same projects every week. But I still was not satisfied. So I've been watching a couple more people that play the game and play it in standard rules or different ways, like making rules for themselves to make it fit their needs better. And I saw one Flosstuber, let me think what her name was. I should have wrote it down and be a bit more prepared. Her name is Sen.Stitches, and she played the game, she finished her round of it. She played it mostly by the rules, if I'm not misremembering, but she did add some extra milestones because she put full coverage projects and smaller projects into the game together, and a lot of the milestones and the original rules don't fit smaller projects. So what I did is I decided I will restart the game, and I will restart it by the book, doing all the rules as they're intended to be done, losing the experience points if you lose all of your hit points before leveling up and all that jazz. I found myself a new map, a new floor plan to play with, and I will set up new projects, and I thought might as well do a little Flosstube extra so we can do that together in case you're interested. So I also made myself a little notebook this time, so getting some hands-on visual shenanigans and do a little bit of crafty stuff other than the actual stitching. So the way I'm starting this, I have my first page. I have the list of all the possible milestones I can reach, like your classic ones, the page finish, then completing a row of pages, reaching a corner, those are all the classic rules. Then the percentage finishes are mostly the regular rules, like the 1% for bigger projects and the 5% for quote-unquote smaller projects, which are mainly applicable to full coverages. I then added another stitch count between 50,000 and 100,000 for smaller full coverages, going by every 10%, as well as mid-sized, I would say, projects between 10,000 and 50,000, going every 15%, and lastly, with stitch counts over 5,000 up to 10,000, getting 20%. Everything under 5,000 I did not give any milestones with percentage goals, because they are so small that they will easily reach the extra percentage milestones of 25, 50 and 75, which are also already in the rules. Then Oh, I just remembered, let me put on a little bit of a desk light so we don't get weird shadows and you can see a bit more. How's that? I think that's better. So then there is the stitch count increments. It originally had like for every 100,000 that you accomplish in stitches and for every 100,000 remaining. I also added oh yeah, and it also had every 10,000. I added every 5,000, which I saw with Marika stitches as well, and I kind of liked that one, so I put that into my list as well. Then it originally has the if you complete the project you get 5 experience points, which I always forgot with my with my last round, and the 3 colors zeroed out in a project, you get 1 experience point. That's probably not something I will use much, but you never know with smaller projects if they come up. And for this one I added for every 10 by 10 row that I finish. So these are all the milestones. I then printed out my new map that I chose. This is a 3-floor map. So this is the ground floor. It's another inn map that I found. It's usually for Dungeons and Dragons because I know where to get a lot of them. And this is how I'm setting this up. So the ground floor is where you start. This will be my first room. And I did set the project that I originally wanted to focus on this year, which is passion. And I will put an image, I will insert an image here of what the finished project looks like. And I gave it 8 hit points that need to be reached for it to be defeated. And I chose to put it in the starting room because the starting room is the room that you will probably get into the most. So other than that, the ground floor only has the kitchen. I do not know yet what will be in the kitchen. We will get to that in a bit. Then this map has 2 more floors that have rooms. So this is the first floor of the inn. It has 6 rooms and a hallway. Same as the starting room below. I did choose a project for the hallway that I want to focus, which is Storm, which if you've been viewing my channel for a bit, you've seen this a couple times. So it's a fairly new project, but it is one that I want to put a lot of work in still this year. So this I also gave 8 hit points, and all of these rooms are currently undecided. And then there is another floor. This is a smaller one as well. This is the second floor. It has 4 more rooms, same as the first 2. I did give it a fixed project for the hallway, which is a mini fall dragon, and same as with the other 2, I will insert a picture here so you know which project it is. And I also gave it 8 hit points. I'm currently very much in love with this project. You will see it tomorrow in my weekly recap as well, and I want to give it more work. So that much for the setup. We will get back to the setup in a moment. This is on the next page I will have my game rounds, meaning like when I start in the first room and roll the stitches I need to do on the first round, I will put these here. We will do that at the end of setup. And then I have this page for my progression. We do start at level 1. We have 6 HP, 6 hit points, so I can take 6 points of damage before I have to reset my progress. So I will just, when I take a damage, I will just fill out these hearts until all 6 are filled out, and then my character will have to take a break and restart. Same with the experience point. Once you reach a milestone, you get an experience point. Then I can color these ones in and write what the milestone was that I got the experience with. And as soon as I reach all 7, I will get a level up. I will go with the rule that if I lose all my hit points before my experience points fill up, I will lose all experience points. And then I will do another counting below here. So that being said, at level 1, when I have 6 hit points, I can open 6 rooms. We obviously already have the 2 hallways set up, as well as the entrance hall. And I have decided the other 3 rooms that I want to open will be the kitchen, one of the rooms, and one of the rooms on each floor. So one of these rooms, as well as one of these rooms. And we will choose which one. And then I will spin a wheel that has all my projects. That is why I have my iPad here. We will do that together. And then we will fill in which project I will work on when I go into that room. And all the other rooms will remain closed until I get a level up. And we can spin the wheel again for the next room to open. So let us start with the kitchen. I will put this to the side. And then, oops, that is the camera. I always manage to shake it. Let's just do it like this. And then I will get up my Tiny Decisions app. I've already have it pre-opened. As you can see, I have a lot of projects. So there's a lot of possibilities here. So let's spin the wheel and see what comes up. So we have Round Dragon number 1. This is also a project I have been working on quite frequently. So we shall put this in the kitchen. So this is number 1. Round Dragon 1. And I usually put a number behind here. This number is the number I have this project in on my Notion, which makes it a bit easier for me to find in my shelf because they are all numbered and have their little numbers on the tags. So, and I decided to give every project in the rooms 4 hit points each. So I can always like change them out if I defeat them and decide to put in a new project, but I want to rotate projects more, so each project that is not a hallway project will just get 4 HP, so they get defeated quicker. Let me get a sip of drink. Now we can open a door here, and I think in our game setup, well, we do not have a D6 in here. What we have is a D4 and a D10. So let's just roll the D10, and if it's anything over number 7, then I will just roll it again. And that is how we will decide what rolled over here. It's a 5. So we will open room number 5. That will be here. So let's see what is hiding in room number 5. And my desk is too small for shenanigans like this, as always. I hope you can see. We have the rogue. I will also put a picture here. This is an almost finished project, or sort of almost finished project. So it might not even need 4 HP to get defeated. Let's see. That is number 64. And I just realized I did not put the number for Storm, but I will do that later. As well as for the Fall Dragon, I think. So I will also give this 4 HP. So, which leaves us, and this is how I can see which room we're in. I put like stickers on here, and these match obviously the numbers here. So we have 1 left. Let's roll the D4 for that. And it is a 4. So we will open room number 5 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. And room number 5, let's see what we'll have in there. So a Crystal Keeper. That is a larger full coverage, but that is fine. So we will put a Crystal Keeper in this room. And again, I will be adding the pictures so you can see them. And I think this one is fairly up in my numbers. Gotta find it real quick. Yes, this is number 9. So I will also give this one 4 HP. And the way I've decided to do this, so it does not get too boring and I don't just do Myelstönn Manor stitching, that I will set Myelstönn Manor on the weekend, so Saturdays, Sundays. Excuse me, my voice is a little dry. Because I obviously also work on my models. I need some time in the week to do my sweevy stitching, so that, to me, that's quite important. So I do not want to set the entire week for Myelstönn Manor. I will work on Myelstönn Manor Saturdays and Sundays. So you will possibly see 1 or 2 projects repeated multiple weeks, depending on how many stitches I roll for them. But we'll get to that when it happens. So there will definitely be some variety. I might choose to work more on Myelstönn Manor when I feel like it in a week, but that is something I will decide when the time comes. So now that our basic setup is done, let me turn off my iPad and put it aside. So now that the basic setup is done, I will be starting here on the ground floor, in the entrance in a tap room next week. So today is Sunday, like I said, so this means I am set to start working on this on next Saturday. So we will now roll our dice to see how many stitches we need to do, or I need to do, on this project. The way this works is, like I said, just doing a quick once over in case you do not know the game. You have 3 dices. You have a D10, like a 10-sided dice. You do have a D20, so 20-sided dice, and a D100. And some people play the game, call it a D10-10 because the numbers are in increments of 10. But in roleplay, like in Dungeons and Dragons and such, and tabletop, these are called D100s because they go up into 100, like 10, 20, 30, until 100. I roll all of these dice. So now we do have a 13 and a 7, which is 20, unless my math. So you do you put these 2 numbers together, you add them of both dice. So we have a 13 and a 7, that's 20, and the D100 is a 70. So I take the 20 that I rolled on the other 2 dice, and then I multiply it by 70. I'm doing that on my calculator on my computer because I cannot math, especially on the 30 degrees, and that is a total of 1,400. So what that means is this round on Passion I need to do 1,400 stitches. So we go back to my game round stitches page and I write round 1 is Passion, and Passion needs 1,400 stitches. So I will write them here, not stitches, stitches. So those are the amount of stitches I need to do, and when I work on it on Saturday or earlier, if I feel like it, I see how many I get. If I get 400, then I will subtract 400. I will just write under here or behind here 1,000 left. I still have to decide how exactly I want to do this, and once all of these are done, I do check back on my start page if doing these 1,400 stitches have reached one of these milestones, like either a row finish, a page finish, it will a particular amount of stitch count up here. So if I'm say already at something 4,000, that will obviously get me 5,000 stitches accomplished. So that is how this will work. I will check if I get one of these, I will get an experience point, and then I can mark off one of these and write the specific milestone in here. Let's say if I get a row finish, then I write here row finish on passion and color this one out. If I do not get any milestone, I have to color in a damage point. If I get a milestone, this project also gets a damage, not me. So I can color in one of these, and as soon as they are all colored in, the project is defeated. And then it will be removed from the game, and I can decide if I want to leave the room open or want to put a different project in it. So we will get to that. And I am thinking if I will also do like Jessie Marie's relatively new idea of giving Myelstönn Manor itself a particular amount of hit points. Then let's say if I give the game board itself 20 hit points, the moment I reach 20 milestones, I have beaten the game. I might do that. I have not decided yet because I want this to be like a long time thing, but I can always like set it back up or something. So we will see. Maybe I'll just give it 50 hit points. That will take a while. So, but it is a cool idea. I think I will do that. I will just set it very, very high, or not like very high, just not below 10 or something like that. But that is my setup for Myelstönn Manor. And I decided to do a little Flosstube extra, so I don't have to, because this is now already 20 minutes long, so I don't have to put it in my regular Flosstube update tomorrow, and maybe not everybody is interested in this. So let me know what you think. Are you playing Myelstönn Manor, or have you played Myelstönn Manor? Have you tried it? I will link Jessie Marie's video as well as Marika's video with her, if I find it again, with the addition she made in the description below, so you can check them out. Both of them explained it really well how they're doing it, and obviously Jessie Marie herself is the original creator of the game, so definitely go and give her a watch if you're interested, and leave her a like, and tell me if you're thinking about trying it out if you haven't yet, or how it's working for you if you already are. And with that, I will put like what I have done in my weekly updates in like a brief version like I used to before, and maybe I'll do like a monthly recap of just Myelstönn Manor at the end of every month or the start of every month. So now that it is the end of June, and I will probably not start with this one before the weekend, which will then already be July. It will be the 1st of July on Wednesday, so that's a good starting point, I think, just for the second half of the year. Let me know what you think, and with that I will leave you and wish you a wonderful rest of your Sunday. If you're watching while this comes out, it is already Sunday evening, so likely you're gonna watch it sometime next week. But because I still have to do some editing before I upload this, and on a weekend afternoon, evening, we never know how long YouTube's gonna take, but we will see. And then I will edit and upload this now, and then get some stitching done. So see you all tomorrow, my friends, and have a wonderful stitchy evening. Bye bye.